Hello, all you big movie fans. It's Brayden back with Max Reviews, first YouTube video ever for podcast thing, I guess. And today I'm going to be talking about Cruella. Now, Cruella is an interesting one because it came out earlier this year in May or March or something. I don't know the exact date, but it came out and it was a Disney live action remake of 101 Dalmatians. And I thought, hey, that would be cool because, good movie and one of the standout villains ever, and good to make a movie about it. I'd say I don't really like the Disney live action remakes, but this seemed fairly interesting. As a point of reference, I like two of them. I like the Jungle Book remake, which I think is okay, and then I like the Aladdin remake, which I think is actually good and fine for a movie that's remade by Disney. I don't want them to keep doing this, but I'm glad that they redid Cruella. And let's get talking about it. First thing that you should know is this is a very, very different story than 101 Dalmatians. We are focusing on Cruella. We're not really focusing on the other characters from 101 Dalmatians, even though that they are in that. And it's by Emma Watson, and she is in this role. She is wonderful in this role. She disappears into it. The voiceovers, everything that she does, the craziness, sort of like a tragedy. I've heard a lot of people compare it to Joker, and I would say that's a fair statement, but I don't think it's as much of a tragedy as Joker was. So it's a good one for actually Disney live action remake for me. That's my opinion. I'm telling you the truth with this, guys. It's not the best movie ever, but for a Disney live action remake, this is like the best one that they've done. I absolutely love this movie. And the setting was great with watching it. When it came out off of Disney Plus and you could get it for free, no premiere access or anything, I'm like, hey, let's check it out, and watched it with the fam, and it was good. It was a good movie. So, we're going to start diving into the plot here, and the good and the bad, everything, just trying to figure out this YouTube thing. So, let's see what you guys like. Comment down below what other reviews you'd like to see from Max Reviews, and let's get started with the good. Now, the first good thing that comes to mind here is just the story. I think works really well with all the characters, the twists and turns that happen, the tragedy, while there's also that voiceover by Emma Watson, and just the great thing. Another thing to mention is that the cast here is amazing. Like Emma Watson, she's great. All the cast for everybody really works well. They got these big actors and actresses to come in and do this, so I liked all of them. It is sort of repeating some steps, as I'm not going to go into any spoilers for this, but they do have they have a fashion show heist, and they do one, and you're like, okay, that's good. And then they do like 3 more of them, and it's like, that could get a bit frustrating for some people, but it goes by pretty quick for me. Another thing about this movie is that it's not creeped out or afraid to do something new and different that you would not usually see from Disney. They gave it the PG-13 rating. It's not really easy to figure out who this movie is for. Like, it's based off 101 Dalmatians, but it's not really for little kids. It's PG-13. I would say it's for people in between the ages of 10 and 25, around there. Like, younger people that it just really works. With the soundtrack, too, I should really mention that. They got some bunch of soundtrack going over and over. There's crazy songs going on that you sort of forget from, like, the 70s that they're not the usual number one pick, but they are good for this kind of movie. And it works for that. It really does. With the soundtrack, the voiceover, and everything that happens in it. It is over 2 hours long, so it might be a bit long for some people, but I thought it was perfect the way that it went. And for Disney to do something like that, this just, as I said before, this isn't really Disney's kind of a thing usually. They have the cheaper, the cinematic, they have the expensive, kind of bigger movies that use a lot of CGI, like Jungle Book and Lion King and Beauty and the Beast even. But with this, it's not a bunch of CGI. It's a lot of just people talking, people actually doing something. It's not this big epic story. It's this tragedy of this good person who turns into Cruella. And that's really cool for me. I liked it. I liked also the villain in this story, the fashion salesperson who really just, she was a good villain. She worked, and the twist with her, that I really liked the twist. It worked. It was crazy. And the whole thing with all the twists and turns that they do, it works. The end final twist, I liked it. And then even the post-credit scene, I'm fine with what they did with the dogs and Cruella. It works. It works for the movie. Does it make a whole bunch of sense in general for 101 Dalmatians? It slightly does. But for some people, I could see where they might not like this, because you're watching the person that's going to end up killing puppies, and that's not for everybody. That's really not for everybody. They just can't buy into the premise. But I can. I could totally buy into this. I love this movie. So just as this quick little review, I like this movie. I actually really love this movie. This is a top 10 movie for me at the end of the year. I know it's a bit late, but I just wanted to put my opinion out there for this, because this is something different. This is something that I actually really loved and was surprised by, even though it came out like a half a year ago, and we're in November now. So yeah, as we move into the bad here, there is some little things that I could point out in here. There's the heist can go on a bit long. The actual payoff that they have can be a bit weird, I guess, to some people. It worked for me, but it might not for everybody. This isn't a movie for everybody. I'm just saying that. There's going to be a bunch of people that are really not going to like this movie, and a bunch of people that are really going to like this movie, and some people that are going to be like, I appreciated that movie, but it was not as good as I was hoping, or it was, I can't buy into it, or something. So it's not for everybody. Also, another thing to mention would be, they're coming out with a sequel eventually, Disney has announced. And how do I feel about that? Well, I feel like I want to see more of this. I want to see a sequel. I want to see it. But for Disney, if they're going to keep remaking movies, like they are doing a Peter Pan and Wendy movie, they're doing a Little Mermaid movie, they're doing remakes of everything, Lion King to Jungle Book to, I do not want to see that. I want to see them do more creative, more their own thing. Like this year, they're coming out with Encanto, which, am I really going to be looking forward to Encanto? Not a whole bunch later this month. I'm not going to be looking to it a whole bunch. But do I really like that they're doing something new? Yes. And Disney, they're very convoluted in what they do and how they do it with these movies, that they just, like, they're either based off of books, are part of a bigger universe, or they are remakes. And I don't like that. Disney they're the least creative studio out there, I'd say, but they do come out with good movies. So this was one that I really liked. If there was going to be a Disney live-action remake that had a sequel, this would be the one for me. I don't know why they came out with a sequel for Alice in Wonderland. Maybe because they made a bunch of money. But for Cruella, for them to make a sequel, I like that. The way that it ended and things, I would like to see a sequel to this. But Disney, if you're listening, remake Atlantis. Okay? Don't remake Peter Pan or Home Alone for the 6th time. Remake Atlantis if you're going to be doing that. Okay, so that's my quick 10-minute thoughts on it. Thank you everybody that's listening and watching. It's great. First one ever, so probably not going to do that well, but please like, subscribe, and maybe in a month I could have 10 subscribers. That would be a lot. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I will check out the show, movie, whatever that you want me to check out. I will do a review on it, whoever wants it. And if you'll watch it, I'll make it. So thank you, and signing off for now. That's it for Max Reviews. Braden out.